we're following this breaking news out of southwest France, where firefighters are racing to contain the raging infernos tearing across the Gironde and Landes areas, already spreading through nearly 100,000 acres. Intense flames sweeping through forests, with over 100 homes and businesses burning to the ground. Fire crews are also digging trenches to slow down the flames. A few hours ago, French authorities deployed Europe's biggest military cargo plane, specially outfitted to drop an estimated 22 tons of flame retardant. Meanwhile, police went door to door urging residents to get out. Nearly 200,000 people evacuated their homes, with one man describing what it was like.
We have to deal with it. It's unimaginable. It's incredible. But, well, that's how it is. I think our friend in the government could have done something sooner.
Many people are heading to shelters around the Bordeaux area, which is where we find CNN's Melissa Bell. Melissa, this is horrible. I mean, what are you hearing from people?
Fredricka, this is one of the centres, the big sort of exhibition centre in Bordeaux, towards which people have been evacuated. Let me just show you what's happening around here. A lot of these people were evacuated overnight, getting text messages, alerts in the middle of the night, 4, 5, 6 a.m. and told to leave their homes immediately. And they're now sleeping and living on these sort of cots in this exhibition centre and being fed and watered. People who were evacuated from retirement homes, from their ordinary homes, lots of families with children here. It is the scale of this operation that is remarkable. This is the largest evacuation of people in France since the Second World War, Fredricka. Those 200,000 that you mentioned now evacuated, that is in the Gironde region, of which Bordeaux is the heart. The biggest fire is now about 20-25 kilometers from where I am speaking to you tonight. And what's remarkable is the air tonight in Bordeaux is thick with smoke because those winds have changed. There's another fire slightly further south. For the time being, both raging uncontrollably and consuming those huge amounts of land, as you say. It is already 32,000 hectares that have burnt. To give you an idea, about 4 years ago, we were down here covering the local big fires. The main one took about 13,000 hectares. That is how big this fire is, how uncontrollably it is raging, and how fast it's moved. These are the people who've been evacuated from the small towns closest to Bordeaux. Their regular announcement when children get lost from their parents. That's what's happening around me. But we'd also seen on Friday, because of the speed of the spread of the fire, the Cap Ferret Peninsula entirely evacuated. 40,000 people who had to leave this peninsula, many of them holidaymakers, by the single road that reached the outside world. So logistically, there's been a lot of chaos, and for the time being, as I say, no end in sight for the firefighters still battling the blazes, Fredricka.
Wow, that's incredible. And then, Melissa, wildfires are raging not just in France, but also in Spain. And now the European Union is stepping in with aid for these two countries?
That's right. Sending help, sending the kind of aircraft that can be used to pour water on the flames to help local authorities cope with their struggle. But you're quite right to point it out, is on both sides of the border that we're seeing these effects of these successive heat waves. We've had this summer record temperatures set in France and in Spain, and of course now records being set, not just by the number of wildfires that we've had here in France. It really is an exceptional year, about 300 already so far, but across the border in Spain as well. It is 130,000 hectares that have been burned there already, when the annual national average is about 100,000. What we understand is that 60,000 people have been evacuated from their homes in Spain, with those flames and fires that had been threatening some of the smaller towns to the west of Madrid that appear to have calmed a little bit overnight. But still, it is on both sides of the borders that firefighters, the military, ordinary people are bearing the brunt of what is the effect of these fires and, of course, in turn, of climate change. Fredricka.
Yeah, terrible situation. All right, Melissa Bell, thank you so much.